Hey, I'm Gary from Hydroponics in York Springs, Pennsylvania. Today we're going to be unboxing our new Infinity Grow tents that we just got in. With everything going on lately, it's 2022. My normal brand that I like a lot, some people are on a budget, and there was a lot of junk out there, and this one is kind of in between, or at least I think it's going to be. I haven't set one up yet, so we're going to find out. I actually ordered this off the Jungle website just to see what would happen, and it came in just like I thought it would. It's got AC Infinity written on it and on the side. So if you're trying to be stealth, we also sell the tents, and we block everything off here with tape. This is how we ship, discreetly packaged. So just want to throw that out there. But yeah, this is a 2x4 Cloudline AC Infinity. I think it's a Cloudlab. And we're going to be setting this one up. 2x4 I picked because I'm going to be doing some videos on hydroponics later on 2x4 tents, because there's not a lot of RDWC systems available for 2x4. So we're going to set this thing up and stay tuned. Alright folks, let's set this bad boy up, see what happens. When you open the tent boxes, don't take your razor knife and slice down the middle. That's a big no-no. Let's get a start on one end. What up? They do put a piece of cardboard down the middle, which is good, in case you do decide to slice and dice it. But I don't know if that thing is going to really keep you from cutting your tent apart. Alright, wow, the manual is humongous. I do recommend reading the manual. It's at least for your poles. Alright, so the manual, it's got a little bit of color to it. It looks like they include all their different tents in the same manual. So this one's a 642. Which is somewhere in here. There we go. This is the mounting bracket for their fan. I'm going to do a video after this video on the whole ventilation system, and we also have their new clip-on fans and their cool little controller, so we'll show you all that in the next video. And that is a nice metal plate. Some extra straps. Most tent brands give you some extra straps. You can use these for your carbon filter. Some little screws and some Velcro. The Velcro they include with this is actually, if you have a different fan, you can use these to strap a different fan's controller onto your bracket. So if you have a different brand. But we'll get into all that in the next video. Alright, there's your tent shell. This has got the 2000D weave on it. Which means it's a nice thickness material. Alright, frame corners, there should be 8 of these. And they're metal as well. Some of the cheaper brands have plastic corners and they get real flimsy. Grow tents in general, you know, I really recommend picking a good brand. It's not like you're going camping once in a while. You're going to be in and out of your tent all the time. So the zippers wear out and the seams wear out. Poles look pretty sturdy off the bat here. Got A2. They got the little push button on them, so they clamp onto the other pole that you hook to it. These are your ceiling crossbars. Looks like they give you one long way and two short way ones. People call us all the time, like, do you have extra crossbars? And I'm like, you gotta make it work with what you got. Because like, that's in any brand of tent, everybody always wants like a ton of crossbars. Alright, that's our B poles. And C poles here. And the A poles, which are your longest ones, so that's probably, we'll find out actually, most likely the 4-foot long side of the tent. So on this brand tent, they're saying to pretty much construct your poles with the bottom section halfway built and the top section halfway built. We'll get a close-up of this for you. Alright. So all your corners are D's. There's a little rubber, I guess plastic foot on these. They're always going to be on the floor. And they actually put a little arrow on here too, which is cool. Because that's just saying point down. Now all these have that, so there is no top or bottom. They're all the same. So, alright. This is where we're going to fast forward. Alright, so it's pretty simple. Alright, so the B poles, they have a little push thing on one side but not the other. So I guess in the middle of the junction there's not going to be a pin, so something to keep in mind. I'm doing the B's as the bottom, the C's will be your top section. Alright. So that's going to be your bottom of our tent. And we'll do the same thing for the top section. Alright, so that's our top of our tent. Alright, the tent itself. Got some nice little bows here. Very nice. Definitely seems a little like a, I don't know. We'll see. That is your floor, your drain tray. Looks to be about 3 inches deep, maybe 4. Put that in a little bit later. And this is your tent. It's got a nice, kind of like a patch here, like a rubbery kind of material. Feels nice. Nice. Raised print on it. So this tent, we're going to unzip the whole thing and pretty much what I call bananoing out the tent. That way you can fit everything in it. So this right here is the floor of the tent. Because that's where we're going to build the tent into the floor, pretty much. does have nice zippers off it. As first thought here. Maybe I spoke too soon. No, we're good. All right. So pretty much this is what the instructions say to do too. You want to get everything unzipped and opened up. We're going to take our bottom frame here and work it into the tent. Usually when I put tents together, I build the frame inside of here. But this tent, I'm doing it by what the directions say, just to reflect the directions. If you get a little tight here, just go around and check everything, because you don't want to be putting too much pressure on your corners. Alright, there we go. Alright. Now we're going to take the top of the frame here. This is where the two-man job comes in. Probably not nearly as easy on a 4x4 tent or bigger. But pretty much they set them in there like that. And pretty much next thing you want to do is get the roof on. And be gentle, like I said earlier. The seams are well stitched, but at the same time, it doesn't take much to, if you're trying to force something on it, you can mess it up pretty quick. Alright, so now we're just going to go around and zip them up. My camera guy's like, quit banging the microphone, but... So that's the front. And then there's the bottom zipper. Go ahead and get that put away. Alright, so really with the tent there's only these two zippers and that is it. Some people say that's a big advantage. I've had round door tents, quite a few different ones that I've messed with. It is convenient. But if you got like a bunch of stuff in there, this little section here can get in your way pretty quick, especially with hydro systems. And that's another reason I wanted to set this up. That way, when I make some new hydro systems, I will be able to mess with it and make sure that you guys will be happy with it. Alright, so that's the main setup of the tent. Next we're going to do the floor liner. That's just got some Velcro on the corners, pretty easy. And they snug behind the poles. Floor liners are nice. If you ever have like a flood or just get sloppy, they're there for a reason. Plus you can pull these out in between rows and clean your floor, because that's usually the dirtiest part of your tent. Everything falls down through there and you got everything scrolled up and you can't get everything clean like you want to. This tent comes with lots of ports. The 2x4 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exhaust ports. This I would say is a cord port, but it looks kind of big. And that lower one is a cord port too. But they're bigger than the normal cord ports that I see. You're over 4 inches on those. Your regular ports, you can easily get 6-inch ducting through there. It'll have to be about 6.5 inches. This is your little storage pouch. I put like various stuff in these, like hygrometers, temperature gauges. Not bad. Not a bad tent for a budget. Up here is where the bracket goes to mount the AC Infinity Cloudlab fan. That's the first thing that caught my attention from this company, because they have a cool controller. The controller will regulate the fan speed with either temperature or humidity or both. And they even have a version out now that is totally Wi-Fi to your phone, so you can sit at work and be like, oh wow, let's mess with the fan. The mounting bracket here is actually pretty cool. It's got a cord slot that runs inside. That way you can run your sensor from your fan into the tent. And let's see what we got going on in the manual for this. Pretty sure you just stick this 2-sided tape on there and roll with it. Yeah, the Velcro. So that literally hangs right on these straps. So simple as that. There. In the next video, we're going to get into that and see and hook up the actual fan to it. Overall size of the tent is supposed to be 2x4. So let's do a measurement. So we're about 1 inch under the 4 feet way from the outer edge to the outer edge. Height-wise, we're about 1 inch under what they say too, so we're at 71. That's something important to me because when I build these hydro systems for in here, I'm going to be new. Alright, so I'm going to measure the floor real quick too, because that's going to be something I need to know as well for the hydro system. Because floor space is important. So we're at 45.5 inches that way, and front to back, we're at 22 inches. Alright, another thing with this tent is you have your ceiling poles here. This is what you use to support and hang your lights and ventilation. So you put your long one in first, and then your bottom short ones hang down, and then the top pole goes on top. So these are totally movable, so once you get them in there, you can slide them around wherever you end up needing them at. And this supposedly will hold 150 pounds, and I think it will. The frame seems pretty tough, so on the bottom here you have your flaps. So when you get your ventilation system going, you need to have a place for air to come in at. So standard flap. Looks like some 220 micron screen here or something like that. This comes with 3 flaps, so you got 1, 2, and then 3 to let air in. Let your air in at the bottom. That's your coolest air with the most CO2, and then it goes up and out the top. But pretty much that is the Cloudlab AC Infinity tent, and for a budget tent, it's pretty darn nice. Alright, well, going into this, I was didn't know what to expect. I know people have been talking about these tents a lot lately, and I kind of thought it was going to be worse than it is, and it's not bad. It's not, I shouldn't say worse, but for the money, this is definitely one of the better budget tents I've seen. I would not go any cheaper than this. That's one of the pros of this tent, because this is going to be like a pros and cons rundown here of what I think. But for the price, you get decent quality. I've seen some really bad tents that are ready to fall over when you buy them. One of the definite things that's cool is the bracket for the fan controller. So if you got the AC Infinity fan, it clips on right here, which is a big plus. It's got all the normal bells and whistles of any other tent you have. It's got the intakes and outtakes for the ducting, cord ports, intake flaps at the bottom, all those things that you normally find in a tent. The poles are powder coated, which is nice. Some of the cheap tents I've seen come with no coating on the poles, and they actually will start rusting after a year. And I've seen that happen with my own 2 eyes. So it's nice they go and put the extra effort into that. Some of the things I don't like about it is the height. This is advertised as 72 inches, it's 71 inches. Once you have your ventilation in here and your light, and then most LEDs nowadays, you need to be 12 to 18 inches from the top of your plants. So the top of your plant's gonna be down here, and your pots are a foot tall. So you're stuck with, a small area to grow in. That's where the Gorilla Grow tent is still my favorite. And I mean, it's important. If you have a room with a high ceiling, this is gonna have way more grow space than this. This is not expandable at all. You cannot put extensions on it. Another thing is the 1 zipper design. A lot of people don't want to stand here and mess with all these zippers, but they can make this tent cheaper because they just use 1 zipper. It's a lot less stitching and all that. But at the same time, when you do this, you have this whole area over here that you cannot open up and get in to really clean things. Anybody who's been growing tents for a while knows what I'm talking about. The Gorilla tent is fully open, so if you have a hydro system, you can easily work it in and out of there without having to fight this corner here. To me, that's a pretty big, important thing to think about. The zipper flaps is another downfall of this tent. They do have a little lip around the zipper here, but what we've seen is when you got a ventilation kicking, this kind of sucks in and you end up getting a light leak around the zipper. Whereas in the other tents, the other good brand tents have these flaps that you can Velcro down around everything and really get it light tight. Material wise, this is got the shiny silver, but it's kind of a dull shiny silver versus the Gorilla tent, which is got a lot more shine to it. So I kind of think that's another plus of the Gorilla and a negative thing about the Infinity. I think that's my official review, and thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and we're going to do some more videos with this tent. I'm going to put in the ventilation system and the light, and I'm going to build some hydroponic systems for 2x4 tents and for you do-it-yourselfers out there, because there isn't a lot of hydro systems for 2x4 tents. So please subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'm Gary from P Hydroponics. Take care.